You were always here. Well, now, since you guys are here during breakfast time, I like to start off my day with a very nice breakfast. Turkey bacon, French toast, and whatever this is that Bird cooks up. It's really, really good. I personally think if you start off with the correct decisions, you can be the boss of your own day. And ironically, that's exactly what we're talking about with the Generaider strategy. The Generaider deck is built on summoning huge boss monsters to your side of the field, similar to like how you run through a video game and you beat boss monsters to advance to the next stage. The only difference between Generaiders and the video game is that these boss monsters do not like to lose at all. So if you allow me to finish up this food really quick, I'll be showing you guys a Generaider deck profile that will blow your socks off. This one's gonna take a more simplistic approach like my breakfast, but it's still rather effective. That's much better. And now I welcome you guys to my dungeon, where some of the best boss monsters come out and rid the opponent of all their resources. Of course, the Generaider strategy is here to do just that, and in this particular build, we're gonna go simple, yet basic, sleek, and classy. If you guys want to see Generaiders in action, I actually have a few live games you can check out. With all that being said, let's jump into the deck profile to show you how awesome this deck is. Starting off with the monsters, we run 2 copies of Har Generaider Boss of Storms and 2 copies of Hela Generaider Boss of Doom. These 2 monsters are your best boss monsters and you will be using them often. Har has an amazing ability allowing you to tribute 2 spellcasters or Generaider monsters on your side of the field to provide a form of Omni negation. But Har also does fix a problem with the deck. You don't want to give your opponent resources until Har is on the field, because when your opponent does gain resources through your card effects or through any card effect for that matter, you can force them to discard 1 card. Now some players may be a little concerned on if Har would trigger certain monster effects, and I can tell you that Har works like evenly matched. If a monster is sent to the graveyard by Har's effect, and that has an effect that will activate because it was sent to the graveyard by a card effect, it will not. Har is forcing the opponent to perform an action, not affecting a monster to the graveyard. Now Hela brings out Hela monsters to your side of the field. Get it? Because Hela. She allows you to tribute a zombie or a Generaider monster to be able to special summon a Generaider monster from your graveyard to your side of the field. She's really good for dodging cards like Infinite Impermanence, and she also makes good of our resources of Generaider token monsters. Moving forward to the Generaider monsters you will summon, these monsters you just don't need to play multiple copies of because you do play Hela, or just aren't as impactful as Har, because I'm telling you, Har is the man. Mardell, Generaider Boss of Light, in theory seems like a card you would at least play more than one of, but with the ability to special summon her from the graveyard to your side of the field, and the fact that you don't need to search much in this deck, Mardell is regulated to that 1. Now Needhogg is probably the best Generaider monster after Har and Hela, but it's regulated to 1 copy because again, you can recur it to your side of the field with ease. Next is Frody. Some decks don't play Frody at all, and I think if you don't play Frody, then you're really missing out. Now Frody does allow your opponent to draw cards by however many cards you destroy, and that seems completely terrible. Until you realize cards like Generaider Boss Stage can actually activate on your turn as well. So yes, you may force your opponent to draw a card, but you can also trigger your Generaider Boss Stage to replace the card that you lost. Next is Utgarda. Utgarda is completely amazing. I hope I'm saying this card's name right. And the reason why I think it's so good is because it can actually tribute a monster that is not Generaider. We run Nibiru. It can tribute itself and Nibiru to be able to get rid of the Nibiru token just in case we give them one that's a little too strong. Trias Hierarchia is going to be our last level 9 monster that we play. Unfortunately, it's not a Generaider monster, but it does have some amazing effects. It tributes fairy monsters to special summon itself from the hand or graveyard to the side of the field, and then it can destroy a card on the field if you tributed 2 fairies, but if you tributed more than 2 fairies, not only do you get to destroy a card on the field, you also get to draw 2 cards. I like Trias Hierarchia so much, I actually spent some time trying to say its card's card's name correctly, and I also do consider playing 2 copies inside of the build. The main reason is because all of our other monsters in the main board beside our hand traps are fairy monsters, and also the tokens that you special summon to your side of the field with Generator Boss Stage are also fairy monsters. So if this is the only card in your hand and you cannot provide an additional generator monster, Trias can get the job done. Now moving on to our generator monsters that can summon themselves, and by what I mean summon themselves, I mean the generator monster that does it all. We run 3 copies of Lopter, Generator Bosses of Shadow, or we really run 6 copies through 3 copies of Condemned Witch. I decided to run Condemned Witch over the Gearsuit combo because, again, the Gearsuit combo is amazing when you go first, but playing it into an already established board, you'll probably struggle. The next problem with the Gearsuit combo is, of course, always playing those bricks, and we want this strategy to be consistent as possible. I actually like Condemned Witch, because not only does it give you great options going first, it allows you to go into your Lopter on your opponent's turn, but it also searches Forbidden Chalice, which is extremely underrated. They have to respect the Forbidden Chalice because it can provide another form of disruption on your opponent's turn when you go first, or if you're going second and you're trying to board break, well, Forbidden Chalice is amazing at that too. Lopter is the most important generator monster because it can tutor itself to any generator monster from the deck to the side of the field. Also, you must keep in mind that Lopter does give all your monsters 1,000 attack on your opponent's turn, making them really hard to get over, pretty much saying that this deck is boss at what it do. Moving forward, we only play 1 main monster hand trap, and it's 3 copies of Nibiru. Now, at one point in time, this was Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, but I feel like Nibiru was way more impactful. Plus, we have multiple ways to get rid of the boss card we're going to give them, and tributing all monsters on the field can be amazing for us. Let's say, hypothetically, our opponent does stop our Generator Boss Stage. They're probably going to start summoning a ton of monsters, and we don't have too many responses for that. And Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring can only do so much, where Nibiru can potentially solve the entire equation. Again, don't worry about the token, it shouldn't be too hard to get over. That's it for the hand traps. Moving on into the spells, we play 3 copies of Generator Boss Stage. Actually, 4 copies of Generator Boss Stage. We play more than 4 copies, but that's all I'm going to talk to you with the spells. 3 copies of Generator Boss Quest. This actually allows us to get rid of those level 9 generator monsters to the bottom of our deck, which is amazing, and allows us to get into our boss stage. So it technically is 7 copies. And then 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice. I really wanted to overdo it because going second, it is a form of stopping your opponent from stopping you, and going first, it is a negation card. So that's pretty cool. Next, we play 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. For the people that cannot afford Pot of Extravagance, I have so many other alternative options, but you could run Kiri Curse if you just wanted to draw cards. After that, I do play 3 copies of World Legacy Monstrosity. This card is amazing. And then we finish it up with 2 copies of Called by the Grave. I wanted to bump Called by the Grave up to 3, so if you guys are considering budget options for Extravagance, you could drop a Pot of Extravagance and run 2 copies of Kiri Curse and 3 Called by the Grave. Getting Ash Blossom against this particular deck, or somebody using Ash Blossom at critical choke points, such as your boss stage, or your Condemned Witch, or your Lopter, really sucks. So after that, for the trap cards, we run 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Again, if you guys can't afford Infinite Impermanence, Effect Veiler is a pretty decent solution. 1 copy of Generator Boss Room. This card is amazing, preventing your opponent from preventing you from doing things. And only 2 copies of Generator Boss Fight. We run 3 copies of True King of All Calamities, 3 copies of Phantom Fortress Interblaster, 3 copies of 9 Cats Lives, 3 copies of Earth Slicer, and 3 copies of Jormungandr Generator Boss of Eternities. It's literally just 3 of everything. Now, of course, this is for a Pot of Extravagance build. Let's say, for example, you don't or can't afford Pot of Extravagance. We'll go ahead and take away all of these cards, and there's actually something cool I want to show you. This is a super secret tech that we've been playing around with. It's been successful, but we love our Extravagance build. Hop Ear Squadron. Yeah, that's how you say that card's name. It's pretty good. It allows you to synchro summon on your opponent's turn, so you can make monsters like Vulcan the Divine, which will bounce your field spell to bounce an opponent's card, Desert Locust, which can force them to discard a card from their hand, and you can synchro summon if you wanted to, Metaphys Horus, which is, wow, that card's actually really good in here, and an even really super secret underrated tech, and Powered Insectatron. This card cannot be destroyed and you take no further damage for that turn, so it almost guarantees you won't lose the game then. I mean, that's pretty cool, no? Now there is a super secret spicy combo I want to show you guys using Hop Ear Squadron. I'll show you that in the generic basic combo for the regular deck right now. Okay guys, so moving on to the combo tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys a short combo for the Generaider strategy, and then for you budget players, I'm going to be showing you some Hop Ear Squadron combos that you might like. The first combo is going to require World Legacy Monstrosity and Lopter. It's a pretty good combo, and if you can open these two cards in your hand, you can make some really good plays. First, you're going to start off by normal summoning Lopter, and now using its effect, tributing him off the field to be able to special summon hard to your side of the field. Use your World Legacy Monstrosity to special summon Mardell and your Needhog to your side of the field, and now you get to trigger the effect of Mardell. Mardell will add Generator Boss Stage. We're going to go ahead and use that Generator Boss Stage, and then we're going to use Needhog and Mardell for an Exceed summon into a True King of All Calamities in our extra monster zone. Now, it's really important that we summon the True King of All Calamities in our opponent's extra monster zone, or in our extra monster zone, because during our opponent's draw phase, we can trigger the effect of Generator Boss Stage. We'll use True King of All Calamities as Chain Link 2, detaching the Needhog. We'll special summon Hela to our side of the field, and then the effect of Generator Boss Stage will trigger again to special summon 3 tokens. In our opponent's standby phase, we can use Hela's effect, which will tribute a token to special summon Needhog back to our side of the field. Also, if you guys wanted to, maybe you don't want to summon Needhog against a certain deck that you're playing against, you can detach and special summon the Mardell, or you can just detach and special summon the Lopter back to your side of the field, which can find you another Generator monster. This deck does a really good job of making resource of those tokens, and in this particular situation, you can have a Summon Negation, an Omni Negation, as well as a True King of All Calamities that prevents your opponent from activating monster effects. Now, the second combo isn't necessarily a combo, but it's actually one of the explanations on what to do if you Nibiru'd your opponent. Let's say my opponent has a 40 million attack Nibiru token on their side of the field, and of course, we're not going to be able to get over that through conventional means. I'm going to put Generator Boss Stage and Lopter in my hand and show you how to navigate through it. We can start off by activating Generator Boss Stage and normal summoning Lopter to our side of the field, using its effect to tribute itself to be able to special summon to our side of the field our Frody Generator Boss of Swords. Frody's effect will activate, will tribute Frody to be able to destroy our opponent's token, and our opponent will draw a card. That will trigger the effect of Generator Boss Stage, which allows us to special summon any Generator monster from our decks to our side of the field. We can summon Mardell if we want a free search. We can even summon another monster inside of Uganda, which is amazing. Now, the reason why I say Uganda is amazing is that it can tribute the Nibiru on our side of the field to banish an opponent's monster, making it a less useless card. There are so many other outcomes and situations that you can do, but more importantly, if you use the effect of Frody on your turn, you can still trigger your Generator Boss Stage, something that I want you players to be well aware of. Now, for the last combo I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to put Generator Boss Stage on the field and Hop Ear Squadron in my hand. I'm also going to say my opponent drew a card so I can trigger the effect of Generator Boss Stage to special summon Lopter to my side of the field, and then I'll be able to fill the board with the rest of tokens. From here, I can do multiple things. I don't even have to summon Lopter. You can summon Har, but you can use the effect of Lopter to tribute a monster to be able to special summon to your side of the field Har, which is another form of disruption. We'll say we used Har's effect tributing off 2 tokens, but our opponent needs a little more disrupting. That's where Hop Ear Squadron comes in. We can target Lopter or our token to special summon Hop Ear Squadron and then use both of these tokens for a synchro summon. You can make Power Insectatron in case you feel like your opponent is going to win that turn. If you make Metaphys Horus, not only do you get the negate a card effect on the field, it's also unaffected by card effects. If you make Desert Locust, you can discard a card from their hand, maybe a critical card that they searched. And if you make Vulcan the Divine, you can bounce your Generator Boss Stage to bounce an opponent's card. Now, a really situational combo I wanted to show you guys is actually being able to synchro summon into Muddy Mud Dragon. Now, you would typically want to synchro summon into this card when you know your opponent doesn't have any other sequences, because it does create a really cool combo. So you synchro summon into your Muddy Mud Dragon, and then during your turn you can use Lopter's effect to tribute it to special summon one Generator monster from your deck to your side of the field. In this particular situation, I would special summon Mardell Generator Pulse of Light, and then I would trigger her effect to add another Lopter from my deck to my hand. You can normal summon that Lopter to your side of the field, or you can keep it in your hand. It doesn't really matter what you choose to do with it, because the cool thing that's about to happen is that you can use Muddy Mud Dragon's effect, since it was synchro summoned on your turn, to sync fusion summon with your Mardell Generator Pulse of Light. And you can fusion summon into Invoked Mechaba, which is really cool. Invoked Mechaba is going to be an Omni negation on top of your Tar Generator Boss of Storms, as well as you having an additional Lopter in your hand to be able to summon to the side of the field and do with whatever you please. I strongly feel that this Generator strategy is amazing, and if you guys can't afford the Extravagance build, then go ahead and look into the Hop Ear Squadron route. I also want to point out that the Girsu combo isn't terrible. I just feel that it's not the most competitive way when going first and second in a competitive setting. Well, that's pretty much all that I have for today, ladies and gentlemen. This was a really fun Generator profile to do. Let me know down below in the comment section what's your favorite version of Generator. Be it Pure, Girsu, Hop Ear, whatever it be, what are some cool techs that you guys play? Also, be sure to check out these videos. They are some really awesome videos. I hope you guys are staying safe and having a great day. I'll also catch you on the next video.